I've had one thing on my mind for a good, maybe over a day now. It's been taking up a lot of my thoughts. And it simply is drones. I want a drone. I've got a few ideas that I could use for vlogging wise with a drone. Some creative thoughts, and I do actually need a drone for it. Something that I think could work. Oh, it's drone. But there's I would go for the DJI Phantom, but there's quite a big, you can spend quite a lot on them. The guy's staring at me. You can, they range from, say, new 400 range to anything up to 2,000. But obviously that's up in that price range. You are going for the newest bit of kit. And obviously, I've never, it's not obvious, but I've never had a drone before. I don't know how easy it would be to crash or damage and start needing to repair the thing. And obviously, if something costs £1,000 or just about around £1,000, parts aren't going to be too cheap if you crash land it. I would just practice in the garden though for a while, get used to what's the possibilities and the maneuverability of it. But I always think, why would you go for a cheaper, well, they say cheaper, it's still over £400. Why would you spend that money on something when you can put it towards getting the best and just learn with that? So that's been going around and round and round. You do get a lot of looks, you do. I mean, I'm not wearing a headset, so people, I could be on hands-free, I guess. But it's just going round and round. I really want to try one, but it's just the outlay of the money. Hundreds and hundreds of pounds to try something out. The only way I've been trying to justify it is it's an investment. Like this camera, what I'm using to record this right now. But to make, I'm just going to think about it over, because you can't actually go to a shop that I've looked at locally, or not, I say locally, but within a good amount, like 10 miles of where I live. You can't just go to the shop and look at them. The DJI drones, nowhere really stocks them. I even phoned up one guy yesterday from a major store, Jessop's, because I've seen one on there. They've got a deal on, I think it's £450 for a basic Phantom 3. And I phoned up the guy about it and asked him a few questions, and he simply, because I've been looking at the drones all morning, and then when I went out I phoned him up. I asked him a few details. All I asked him was, what's the difference technology wise between a Phantom 2 and a Phantom 3, and how long had the Phantom 3 been out for? He basically told me, when I asked what the difference was between the older model, because you can obviously get them a lot cheaper second hand, I thought just try one out. He told me exactly what the description says. Oh yes, it's got this, it's got that. I thought I've been reading that shit all morning. I know all them details that you're giving me. But I asked specifically what the advantages, well, the changes were from the Phantom 2 to the Phantom 3. Yeah. So, because then if Phantom 3s I've been told will be a good option. But then when you look at the Phantom 3, you think, what about the Phantom 4? You just keep going higher and higher. Because like I says, why spend something on a cheaper model when you can go for like the highest one? Well, not the highest one, but the one that's got the full shebang. One that's got the full technology advances. The smoother look. Well, that's why I tried to find out what the differences are between like the Phantom 3 and the Phantom 4, and they don't really go into like specifics on the descriptions, because you can there's just so many variants, and that's why it's a tough decision. And so I've looked, I might go to the shop today to, I've heard Maplin might, I don't know if they have them on show, because I don't know physically how big it is. And another thing I wanted to know, I've been watching YouTube videos, I wanted to know how noisy they were. I didn't realise drones were that, because that's one thing that makes me want the Mavic. It's a lot quieter from what I've heard on the videos. The Mavic is a lot quieter than the Phantoms, but obviously it's a lot more expensive. But then you can spend that sort of money on a Phantom 4 Pro. Phantom 4 Pro is actually more than the Mavic. It's so fucking tough. Yeah. I got in touch with a guy about a second-hand, it looked just like, from his picture that he posted, that made me think this is not his actual picture. He seemed like a genuine guy though. He posted the picture, but he didn't state exactly what it was. So I contacted him about it, and it says it's a Phantom 2 with all the upgrades of a Phantom 3 inside, internally. The shell's the same, but internally it's a lot better than a Phantom 2. I think he even says it's got some Phantom 4 parts, like GPS circuit board things. I'm not technical about them. I don't know all the details of how they work. It's something I want to try out. Like I said, I got some ideas. But he was contacting me constantly. Like I wanted to think about it, obviously, what he was telling me, what I was finding out about the drone. And then because I wouldn't answer him in like 5 minutes, he'd send me another message, and then if he didn't answer that in 5 minutes, he gave me another one. I was kind of glad about it, but then he got a bit too much. He was trying to get a bit forceful, I think. But then I looked online, and I don't think I want to go second hand. I want to go full in on a new nice bit of kit and learn with that. But like I said, there's too many options on what to start with. The one major thing is practicality of actually having the drone with you, and I think that's one of the main selling points of the Mavic. It's just so portable. Obviously it all collapses down, but the Phantoms are all fixed. You can take the propellers off, but I don't know if it's still going to be the height wise. It's got the legs on it. Do you just splash out on a Mavic and just stick with that? I mean, because obviously a Mavic, it's been out since last year, and so I would not be surprised if it has a newer version come out, maybe this year, definitely by next year. I think I read a rumour about a big company joining forces with DJI to create some monster fucking drone that's going to cost like £5,000 with the best camera lens on it ever. They can shoot in 100 megapixels, is it, I think? Well, obviously that'll be for major players in the video world. So there's a building there. It'd be cool just to fly a drone around it and have a look at where you can't see from the roadside. It's under construction. There's other rural places as well. I know there's laws and what do you call it? Basically a rule book that you have to stick to for flying drones. That won't be difficult. I think I might just be thinking about it too much. I do want one though. I'm just thinking about which one I want too much. Obviously it's my first drone, from what I've told you, but if anyone watching could give me some input, because I'm going to think about it for maybe another day, so it'll be 2 days of thoughts about the drone. If someone could give me some input, do you go all in and get a Mavic, or do you have baby steps and start with maybe a Phantom 3, Phantom 4? That's the problem. I've seen refurbished Phantom 4s for almost the same price as a Phantom 3. And so you take that little extra step price wise, but then you're getting towards Mavic range, because like Mavic is just the ultimate goal, I guess, drone wise, for me anyway. But there's one thing consuming all my thoughts right now. It's just gonna keep going until I get one. So hopefully I haven't just become annoying about this thought I'm having, and someone might be able to give me some input. Maybe they're doing the same sort of thing, they're thinking about getting one. They could throw me their concerns, positives and negatives about doing which. I've just seen someone give to a big issue seller. She's obviously foreign. I just can't understand someone walking up to another person and giving their money away. Nah. What I was saying was, so yeah, if you're thinking about the same sort of thing, you're looking at the pros and cons of getting a drone, i.e. which model to get, tell me your thoughts on which ones you're going for, the pros and cons, see if they match up with mine. I mean, it is all to me just based upon price and how much you want to throw into it. Because I do feel that if you could probably get one, and I mean, there's a clip I've seen yesterday of a guy flying his drone, and this was in California, I think. And yeah, he was flying his drone, and lo and behold, he sees a hawk. And surprisingly, this clip it only had maybe 3,000 views yesterday. I don't know how long it was uploaded for. Oh, what's this going there? But yeah, that clip to me it should be viral, and so he will get some views for that clip. Therefore, the drone will pay for itself. But yeah, if we're going through the same thing right now, me and you, give me your thoughts. It's quite hard to find someone to talk to about these drones, to be honest. It's even harder to find somewhere that's got all these drones on show, where you can actually physically look at them. I mean, I've heard them online. Sound wise, I don't want a loud drone, I don't want it to be really noisy. I mean, I've seen one clip. The range on these drones can be up to like 3 miles, 5 kilometers. And to be honest, you can actually hear it from quite far away. Even when they're quite high, you can hear them buzzing in the sky. Whereas the Mavic, I do think, is a much more quieter drone. It's almost like a stealth drone, from what I've seen on YouTube anyway. But like I said, I can't go anywhere and actually see one flying or test it. So yeah, I'm going to shut it up here. I'm going to close this little vlog here. But do leave me a comment if you're going through the same sort of situation, you're thinking about these drones. I've recently purchased one of the drones that I'm actually talking about, and you could tell me what sold it for you, why you went for your choice. Let me know how long you're planning on keeping it for, what you would be going on to next. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here, and thanks for watching. Peace out.